If you want to participate, contact me at ordinarywomenpodcast@gmail.com. I'm sure you have great projects to brag about. You can also follow me and message me on Instagram at Ordinary Women Podcast, on Twitter at Ordinary Women PC, or on Facebook on the page Ordinary Women. Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of Ordinary Women. Hi Livonia, how are you today?
Hi, Lucy. I'm all well. Thank you very much. And how are you?
I'm very well too, thank you. Very excited to have you here today.
And thank you so much for having me, for the invite, and just for making time.
Yeah, thank you so much for participating. Very excited. Can you start by giving us a quick introduction of yourself, please?
Oh, yes. My name is livoniamosipha. All the way from Johannesburg in South Africa. And I'm 34 years old, and yeah, I'm very much excited to be here for your episode of Ordinary Women, really close to my heart. And I can't wait to go all through the session with you, Lucy. To add to myself, I am a mother of two beautiful boys. One is 10 and the other one is soon going to be in a month time. He's going to be 4 years old. I'm a wife and I'm a daughter, a sister, and a very good friend to my closest friends. Yeah.
That's so nice. So important to have great people around you. Happy birthday in advance to your second son.
Thank you.
And can you tell us something unusual about yourself?
Wow. You know what? When I saw this question, I was like, it really cracked my mind more than any other question. I was like, what is really unusual? And then I asked my son, who's 10 years, and I'm like, what is unusual about mommy? And then he was like, I don't know. You take a very good care of us. I'm like, that is normal what moms around the world do. So let's think more. And he reminded me that when we watching TV and something happens, I would make up a new song and we would just sing along that moment. But then the very next day, we just forgot about it. We made up so many songs, but literally we can't think of any that we have made before.
Cool. That's so nice. Do you sing all together?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's super cool.
Thank you.
Nice. And I like to start the podcast by asking, was there an event when you realized that you are a woman?
Wow. I think most women can relate when it comes to starting your periods and you are now changing. There's changes in your body when it comes to breasts, you growing breasts, and now you starting your period. So I think that's when I realized that okay, I'm changing from a girl to a woman. And the talks around maybe school or families around telling you this is like more of a transition to be a woman, and 1, 2, 3 can happen when you meet a boy. You must just not do anything. And back then they wouldn't actually explain it like now, I would like to think, because they would make it more of scarier to you, so that you don't have to have a boyfriend or anything, so that you are really I was really scared of boys. I didn't want to get involved or dating or anything. So that's an event when I literally was going through that transition of from a girl to a woman, having periods and growing breasts.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Can I be very curious and ask when you had your first boyfriend then?
Woo! Maybe when I was 15, 16, and that was like high only. It wasn't like anything serious, when like now there's kissing involved, but I don't know. I don't think it was that intense. It was that part of, you starting to have these feelings that you never
Mm.
had and you liking someone, but it wasn't as intense, right?
Yeah, that's cute. That's nice. And growing up, did you have any feminine role model?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my mom was my role model, and the way she would, you know, put it together in the house, running the household, and just, knowing what to do when we are sick. We stayed in a village, and getting to a doctor was like literally 16 kilometers, 60 kilometers away, which was very far. And we had a clinic closer. But in terms of staying in a village, you would have, different herbs around you that they would use when you are sick, and maybe some herb from the bushes. They would just boil it and give it to you. So those type of things, and cooking, make sure there's food around home, and just letting you grow up with with carefree. So I think my mom was my rock back then. And unfortunately, my mom passed away when I was 15 years old. So, yeah, I stayed with her up until the seventh grade, and then I moved to stay. They moved me, my mom and dad moved me to stay with my aunt, which is my mother's sister, who doesn't have her own children. So I was practically her child all alone there. And she is like the real rock, because she taught me. I started staying with her at age 13, so she taught me everything, my values in terms of respecting people, being humble, and also always knowing what you want and going for it, and the importance of studying, the importance of education. So I would say definitely my mom and my aunt. My aunt is more like my mother to me, you know.
Oh, it's amazing. And yeah, I'm so sorry for your loss and for your mom.
No, thank
Um, yeah, and what do you think is the main? So you touched a bit on that and like what they taught you and like education thing. But if you had like
you.
one to pick, or maybe like the last one that you learned from your aunt, what would
Yeah,
that be?
yeah, the last, the main thing is more of treating people the same, never have favoritism. And for me, that's the main thing. And being vulnerable, I mean, being authentic and vulnerable. Do not be the person you are not, as in, do not pretend to be the person that you are not. So it's more of authenticity and treating people the very same. Do not have a favorite person. If a person is, a cleaning lady and another is one of the executives, treat them the same, because we are all human. That's the main thing. And I carry that wherever I go. I treat people with respect, no matter what they are or who they are.
Amazing teaching. Yeah, so important. Yeah, I've been a cleaning lady for a while when I was a student, and I can tell you that unfortunately, not everyone thinks the same.
You
Um,
see, and now you have that experience, which is not so good, but I wish people can learn that we are all human and treat people with kindness, right?
yes, completely. And yeah, everyone deserves respect, and you can
Yes.
learn from everyone, no matter who they are. Yeah, it's such a good teaching and value to have. Thank you for sharing. And do you currently have any female role model?
Oh yeah, currently, I mean, in this day and social media, and how we are growing right now, you gotta have a role model of some sort. So I have a couple, but I would actually talk about this lady. Her name is Lebupule. She is a a life coach, a podcast host, and an author. So she is so selfless, authentic, and very inspiring. I mean, she gives her time without expecting anything in return. She's got two memoirs. The first one is the one that drew me closer to her because of what she went through, and still managed to smile and be happy with her life. And I think she is very courageous and resilient, and she keeps on giving just like that. She's got a website, and she teaches, there's different teachings about life in general, spirituality, and different things about life coaching. And I constantly learn from her. So yeah, Lebupule is definitely my role model now. And yeah, I love her. I love her.
She sounds super interesting. I didn't know about her. I'll definitely check her out after the recording. What do you think she taught you?
Wow. And I mean, that's why I'm choosing someone closer to home, because your platform is global, and nowadays everything is out there. You can access it. So I mean, I could literally talk about Michelle Obama that everyone knows, but it's good closer to home because it's people that you relate more with, especially when it comes to family upbringings and what they went through. So she taught me resilience, and also to have courage, even though when you're not feeling yourself, getting up and having courage to do something. So it's exactly that, which is not as easy. Even you would learn something, but that doesn't mean you'll be able to do it. It just takes courage to do it. So she taught me that, and she continues to do so because she's a life coach. She's got a platform on Instagram. She's got a stretch school. She calls it a stretch school, where she teaches all different topics about life coaching, spirituality, and all that. So yeah, a whole lot of resilience and courage that I'm learning from her.
Cool. She sounds great. Thank you so much for sharing. And do you think that the lack of representation of women in society had an impact on you?
Um, Phew, that's a very difficult question for me. But right now, I feel like it's getting better because of all these different webinars and programs about inclusivity and diversity. So I feel like more and more they are getting a seat at the table. In fact, they are demanding to get a seat at the table. So it's no longer as a societal impact anymore on me, but I feel like we are getting there. And the fact that we keep on learning from all these different women, it's very important to see how these women are doing and then learn from. So for me, it's getting better. Yes, it's not as wow or as good that as we would love it to be, but it's getting there. The women are getting represented there, and they continue to do so. Yeah.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, it's true. Do you sometimes participate in those webinars, for instance?
Yes, and I mean that's why I'm here with you.
Yeah.
Because I am up for the women, and I am up for growing and transforming, because for me to be here, it's because I'm in the I am Remarkable initiative, which is a very global initiative that empowers women and underrepresented groups to talk about their accomplishments in professional and personal. So I mean, we've got a group on LinkedIn. It's for everyone around the world. I'm Remarkable is based in UK, if I think, but then it's global. We've been doing these workshops online, for since I joined this last year, and for me to be here, you posted on that group saying that you're looking for different women from all walks of life and to go through this. And yeah, I participate. And with I am remarkable, there's people that would come there and say they're looking for facilitators to co-facilitate with them a bigger event. And I raised my hand. I was in this one. The lady was based in America, and the other one, I think she was in Washington, D.C., and the other one was in New Jersey. And we were three facilitators, and then we facilitated for that group. So it's really good to participate because you also learning from the perspectives of other people that are not in your closer vicinity. Because, I mean, if I am here in South Africa, I know most of the things that are happening here, but you don't know the struggles that other women are facing out there. So it's really good.
Yeah, definitely. It's so important to do that. Thank you for doing that. It's so, yeah, important for so many women.
Yes.
I'd like to talk more about you and your accomplishments and focus on like a either project or achievement, life experience that you have and of which you're really proud. Can you like tell us a bit what you want to talk about?
Ooh, okay. I think I will just talk about my new coaching business, which is called Empower to Evolve Coaching. So, recently, meaning in January, I got certified as a life coach and NLP practitioner. And like I just mentioned now, in addition to that, I mean, I am remarkable facilitator, so that really got me to look forward to getting certified as a life coach. So in my business, I facilitate positive transformation, for professionals, women, and young adults around the world, anybody, because I mean, right now we are mostly doing things online, and we got the hang of doing things online prior before to COVID. So I do that, empower them to strive for growth, personal development, to embrace change in all aspects of their lives and empower them to keep on evolving. So, what I do is empower you to be the best version of yourself. I provide a neutral space to embrace change, and I hold you accountable for evolving because I don't give advice, but I will ask proper questions for you to understand what you really need to do. So that's mainly my business that I'm still trying to get it off the ground, but yeah, I'm really excited about it, and I believe that it's going to bring forth great results.
That's super cool. You mentioned positive transformation. I don't know what that is. Can you explain a bit what it is, please?
Whatever you as a coachee would presume as positive for yourself. Hence I said I ask you questions that will make you finally have answers for yourselves, because everyone have answers for themselves. It's just that you sometimes feel stuck, or you feel like, you know what, I can't really do this. And you, how can I put it, you just probably feel anxious, you have anxious thoughts, and you want to change your behavior, so you want something that is not so good to turn it into a positive outcome.
Cool. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And why did you start it?
Oh yeah, why did I start this? So in 2020, which that's when the world was like locked down, you know, and COVID is here, we have to be locked down. Then I started in the organization I worked for. I started a new role, a completely different role compared to what I used to do. So I felt a bit, unfulfilled because I was questioning my purpose in life, and it started with the imposter syndrome when I was just criticizing myself, thinking I don't have much skills or experience or proper qualifications for my new role, so that I felt like I don't add much value at my job, and I felt isolated with the new team, and essentially unfulfilled after a hard day at work. So a friend once mentioned that people expect purpose to be this giant thing or a magic thing that you do, but in actual effect, purpose would actually simply be what makes you happy. So you would think it would be easy to pinpoint what makes you happy, but the main question was, what am I passionate about? So it wasn't easy, as I don't have natural talents of drawing, artistry, or sports, or the likes. So it was really difficult for me to pinpoint that. So I essentially started, our company provide master classes, and I started attending those and a lot of webinars and participating in those. And that got me thinking to actually think about what am I really good at. And I just found out that, what, I'm actually good in building rapport and listening with empathy. And people would just naturally tell me what they're going through, their dreams, and I would just listen without judgment. And that made me understand that, okay, I'm actually really good at this. I'm not good at drawing, I'm not good at acting or whatever, but I'm really good at this, and I need to embrace this. That's when I started this, just educating myself with this. At that time, I didn't even know that I can do life coaching. I was just trying to figure myself out. And then I created this online, I invited my friends and people I know. I think we were 15 or more in that online session, where I was just taking them through our, discussing your challenges, fears, and accomplishments, and also your coping mechanism. So it was really a good way to come together online, because that time it was actually lockdown, we couldn't meet. So I created that platform online to come and just talk about those. The session was like 3 hours because we were talking. It was really great. And then last year I invited them again when we met, face to face, and it was a really awesome, beautiful event. And that's when I thought, you know what, I need to know how to run this. That's when I started to actually look out for these different courses that I can do. And then I came across the life coaching one, an NLP practitioner, and I was able to learn the tools and techniques, how to actually go about it. And that's exactly how I started it. Yeah, it's a long story, but yeah.
So interesting. That's super cool, honestly. That's so cool. I love it.
Yeah.
And how long was there between the first time that you thought about it and the time you actually launched it?
Shoo, wow. Wow. From 2020, if I can think of that frustration and unfulfillment of those feelings, and me reaching out to the organization, learning team, and getting all these master classes. So it's like, so I think two years from 2022 now, because I literally launched and did my certificate in January, and then after maybe in March and last month, that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to open up a page, then I'll start doing this. So yeah, that's a literally 2 years.
Cool. Yeah, I guess it's a whole process to
It
Yeah, get the
is.
certification, etc.
Yeah, yeah.
Very cool. And congrats on getting your certification.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
How is it to like take the course and to get it and stuff?
Sure. So the course was really, really intense. It was like, you know, that time I'm thinking, I'm good and talking to people, blah, blah, blah. But they teach you different techniques in order to help people because you're saying you want to help the world, you want to help people. So you can't just come there and say how are you and that's it, people will open up. No, it's it's a whole process and they teach you about yourself as well. So it's not just about the people, it's mainly about yourself. How do you handle different situations? So it was really intense for like 10 days. And there's this exam that they want to understand your thinking. So, but I really, really enjoyed it, as intense as it was, because it's really what I like. So, yeah.
Cool, that's amazing. And was there anyone who had an important impact on you doing this?
Yeah, I mean, I spoke about Lebupule, who's a teacher and a life coach amongst her other titles. So she motivated me with her way of telling a story and asking deep questions. So that is someone who really impacted me in doing this, because the way she would teach, the way she would, not even on video, but also the writing in a way to show you or to help in delivering a certain talk, maybe about your inner child or maybe about your resilience or feeling stuck, all those things. She will just write nicely and make you understand. So, yeah. And there's also this lady called Refilwe Nyoni. So this is also another South African lady. She's a CEO of Mindful Revolution, and that's a company that focuses on mindfulness and neuroscience. So she does this master classes of more like life coaching and mindfulness. Simple one, if I remember, it's probably the art of resting. She would just talk about resting, the importance of resting, the importance of putting a pause in your life, because we are so overwhelmed sometimes you don't even know where to start. And she would just talk you through the importance and how to go about resting, because sometimes you think, no, I don't have time, but you can literally take that 2 minutes just to breathe. So she is amazing as well.
Cool, and yeah, definitely so important. Do you
Exactly.
manage to implement that in your own life?
I am trying. I am trying. And I mean, it's exactly what we talk about. In fact, it's more of you trying to teach something, but do you actually implement it? So it's exactly the same that I'm going through at the moment, because I am teaching about this intentional living, and I'm like, let's rest more, let's pause often, let's exercise, all these things. And then I try to implement them as well, as much as I exercise. But do I actually rest? And then I found that, okay, no, maybe I'm not resting enough. Let me keep on implementing all these things that I think are very important.
Very cool. Do you are you able to be your own coach or do you need a coach for yourself as well?
Oh, great question. I like that question. You can actually try to coach yourself. Honestly, you can. And I mean, it's just by following what you are coaching on, right? But it's important to also have a coach. So, very, very quickly, I'll tell you, I'm also in this program. It's running from for a year up until the end of the year, and it's called Traversing Liminality, and it's they've got different groups. So I'm in this one group. We are 5 ladies there. We have our coach, but we also, with our coach, we have one-on-ones. And then you come there with the coach one-on-one, and then coach would ask you what you want to talk about. And then maybe, like for instance, when I had my one-on-one with my coach, she was just actually, trying to ask what we can talk about. I didn't know what to talk about, but her way of questioning me led me to actually realize that I need coaching in me being anxious with what I'm going through. How do I stop? How do I manage actually that anxiety? And it's really wonderful. So to answer your question, you can actually coach yourself with all these different content that you're getting, and trying to put yourself in there and understand the advice or how to go about a certain thing. But when it comes to real one-to-one coaching, you need someone to coach you.
That makes sense. That sounds
Yeah.
complicated to coach yourself.
Exactly. How you would try to ask yourself different questions. Why am I feeling stuck? What do I need to do? But it's difficult to actually get the benefits out of it.
Yeah, I guess it's like kind of that thing, that it's always easier to see a situation from the outside, rather than when you're actually the one being stuck in it.
Yes, exactly.
And what challenges have you faced so far?
Oh yeah. So challenges that I'm still facing challenges and yet to overcome them. But and this is actually linked to the program that I'm doing, the Traversing Liminality, where we're doing this coaching. Before we started, they sent us an assessment to just check what type you are, what personality type you are. Then I did my assessment. The results I got was like, I am a type 1, which means I'm a strict perfectionist. That didn't come as a surprise. It didn't come as a surprise because I know that I'm like a perfectionist of note, and I would ask these things. I'm a person who wants to, who wants things to be right all the time. I'm very structured. I am very principled because I want to lead by example, and I value integrity, standing for what is right and good. So it didn't come as a surprise. So just to go back to your question, the challenges is more of me wanting my content or my stuff to be perfect before I can publish it out there. So this is more in line with my Instagram page and my Facebook page, where I'm trying to talk about this thing, but I feel like it's not perfect enough, and then I just keep on judging myself. So it's actually not good for me because I feel like I'm not growing as yet because I always want things to be perfect. So I'm working on that because it's good to know your personality type, but you can't constantly be on that level. You also have to explore other types so that you can grow, right? So I'm just right now I'm struggling with setting up my YouTube, something that could be so simple, but I'm struggling with it because I want it to be so perfect, and also to record some videos that I want to add as part of my teachings, as part of my content. I keep on postponing it, and I feel like I'm not perfect as yet, but I've got to have courage to do that. I can't just sit around. So what I'm doing right now is actually, if I can get my videos out there and start, because I know that if I start, then I'll be able to move. But right now, it's like, oh, this challenge. Can I just get through this? That's where I am.
I hope you get through that very soon.
Yeah, thank you. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I'm sure you will.
Mm.
And was there, on the contrary, anything that was easier than you thought would be?
Yeah, easier was eventually getting certified, and now I am, researching and writing about a topic. It's a lot more easier because the internet is our oyster, right? So I just go on the internet, read a couple of, articles about my topic, and then try to listen to different podcasts or videos, and then that would, whatever makes sense for me, that's what will go to my content in a way that I create my content. So that is easier. It doesn't take me as long compared to just putting it out there.
Cool, amazing.
Yeah.
And why are you proud of it? Why are you proud of yourself?
Wow, great question. I think I had courage to go after what I was actually unsure, but I was willing to learn on the way. I'm still willing to learn. I embraced my vulnerability and started working on the desire of my dream. So it's more of I was scared to do this, but I still went after it, right? I still went after my dreams. I'm still doing it, even though it's not easy. So that's why I'm proud. I keep on doing it. And my friend yesterday, I was telling her how I feel a bit demotivated, but I'm still going to do it. And she said, and that's why I like about you. You keep on doing, you are consistent about your dream. And yeah, that's why I'm very proud of myself at the moment, that I'm not stagnant. I will keep on doing it. Even if I get one like on Instagram, it's still okay. I'll keep on doing it, because they saying you got to clap for yourself sometimes, because nobody but people are busy with their own lives. People are not there just to go and clap for you always. You have to clap for yourself. So yeah.
Definitely. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, definitely. Good things to be proud of.
Yeah.
Amazing. We're reaching the end of my questions. Thank you so much for sharing all of this.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we haven't mentioned during our discussion and that you wanted to add?
Anything that I haven't mentioned, that is, I am also a mentor. I mentor two ladies in the organization I work for. And this is in line with my life coaching, because I really want to see women prosper. I really want to see ordinary. Actually, let me add the word ordinary, because we are not out there as in like celebrities and stuff, but we are still our very own, and we want to win. So I want to see my people thriving and, prospering out there and doing it. So I mentor these two ladies, which is so wonderful, that to see that we have dreams. We want to keep on growing, keep on, transforming in life. And for me, to guide them in a way that I want to see them having answers for themselves, and reaching for their dreams. So that's one thing. And another thing, I know you said one thing.
No, it's more than fine. Go for it.
Yeah. So another thing is this quote from, I think, yeah, Maya Angelou. She says, courage is the most important of all the virtues, because without courage, you cannot practice any other virtue consistently. You can practice any virtue erratically, but nothing consistently without courage. So for me, I feel like whoever, and you yourself, Lucy, I feel like you've got courage to actually start this, learn about this Discord that I didn't know existed, and doing your podcast. It's courage. And from there on, you are very consistent. You even going out there and look for more women, more ordinary women to do this thing, and then hoping that people can learn from them. So that's it. That's courage.
Thank you. I try my best.
Exactly. That's courage for trying your best.
Cool. Thank you so much for this. It was so interesting and I loved hearing about it all. So thank you so much for sharing.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much for inviting me, for sharing your diary with me. It's Saturday morning and we are here. You in London, I'm in South Africa, and we're having this beautiful conversation. So thank you.
Thank you so much. And as usual in this podcast, the guest gets the last word. So the mic is yours.
Oh, okay. The last word, I think I've spoken more than enough, but I would ask you and all the ordinary women out there to go and like my page. It's called empower underscore to underscore evolve. So it's empower to evolve on Instagram, and getting in touch with my coaching notes, coaching teachings. And you can also book a complimentary session with me. You can DM me on Instagram, or you can also send me an email on livoniamosipha at gmail.com. That's LIVONIAMOSIPHA at gmail.com.